When CEO Adrian Wolf stepped out of the elevator on the 47th floor of Wolf Technologies, he wasn't supposed to be there. Not at 9:40 p.m. Not when the city lights shimmered like scattered diamonds outside the glass walls of his office. He had forgotten his phone during a tense board meeting earlier and decided to retrieve it personally instead of sending his assistant. He valued control. He trusted no one fully. And tonight, that instinct led him to something he never expected. As he approached his private office, the door was slightly ajar. A faint glow flickered from inside. His jaw tightened. The cleaning staff usually finished by 8:30. He stepped quietly to the doorway and froze. There she was. Elena. The quiet maid who had been working on his floor for the past 6 months. She wore the standard blue cleaning uniform, yellow gloves resting beside the keyboard. But she wasn't dusting. She wasn't vacuuming. She was typing. On his computer. Adrian's heart pounded, not from fear, but fury. His system held proprietary AI algorithms worth hundreds of millions. Years of development. Confidential data. Trade secrets. And this was a breach he would not tolerate. He pushed the door open fully. What exactly do you think you're doing? Elena flinched, her fingers freezing mid-keystroke. The color drained from her face. Slowly, she turned. Sir, You what? His voice was sharp, controlled, dangerous. You thought you'd just borrow my system. For what? To check social media? Or were you planning to sell something? No, she blurted, standing abruptly. It's not like that. Adrian strode to the desk. His eyes darted to the screen. And then he stopped. The anger drained from his face as confusion replaced it. Lines of code filled the monitor. Complex architecture. Elegant structure. Clean logic. He recognized it immediately. It was his company's flagship AI neural prediction model. But the section displayed was modified. Refined. Optimized. His eyes narrowed. Who did this? Elena swallowed. I did. The silence that followed felt heavier than steel. Adrian leaned closer to the monitor. She had rewritten a problematic data parsing function that his top engineers had struggled with for months. The memory usage had been cut in half. Processing speed, judging by her logic, would increase significantly. He whispered, almost to himself, that's impossible. I wasn't stealing anything, Elena said softly. I've been watching the updates when your team runs diagnostics. I noticed inefficiencies in the recursive model. I just tried to fix it. You're a maid. Yes, she replied calmly. And a former computer science student. He turned sharply. Former. Her hands clasped together. I was studying on a full scholarship. Top of my class. But my father got sick. Medical bills piled up. I dropped out to support my family. Cleaning jobs pay fast. Coding internships don't. The words hung in the air. Adrian looked back at the screen. His elite development team, graduates from the best universities in the world, had been stuck on this bottleneck for 3 quarters. Investors were pressuring him. Competitors were closing in. And this young woman, who cleaned his glass walls and polished his desk, had solved it in one evening. He felt something unfamiliar. Not anger. Not suspicion. Respect. Walk me through it, he said quietly. Elena blinked. Sir. Explain your changes. She hesitated only briefly before stepping closer. As she spoke, her nervousness faded. Her voice grew steady. Confident. She explained how the original structure redundantly recalculated data clusters. How she introduced a caching mechanism and adjusted the weight balancing algorithm to reduce overfitting. Adrian listened. Truly listened. And with every sentence, his disbelief transformed into awe. You didn't just fix it, he murmured. You improved it beyond what we planned for phase 2. She looked down. I wasn't sure if it would work. I just missed coding. The city lights reflected in the glass behind them. The world outside buzzed with ambition and competition. Inside that office, something quietly shifted. Adrian straightened. Do you know how much this solution is worth? She shook her head. Millions. Her breath caught. He studied her for a long moment. This wasn't corporate espionage. This wasn't theft. This was raw talent buried beneath circumstance. You accessed secure systems, he said firmly. That's a serious violation. Her face paled again. But, he continued, it's also the smartest violation I've ever seen. Silence. Then, something unexpected happened. Adrian Wolf, the intimidating CEO feared in boardrooms across the country, smiled slightly. How would you like a job? Elena stared at him. A job? In development. Entry-level position to start. We'll verify your code thoroughly, of course. But if it checks out, you'll be working here. Not cleaning it. Tears filled her eyes instantly. She blinked them away, embarrassed. I don't have my degree yet. I don't care about paper, Adrian replied. I care about results. She looked at the screen again, almost as if making sure this wasn't a dream. Yes. Yes, sir. Good. He extended his hand. Welcome to Wolf Technologies, Miss Martinez, she whispered, shaking his hand. Elena Martinez. Welcome, Elena. For the first time since founding the company, Adrian felt something stronger than profit or competition. He felt purpose. The next morning, the board would question his decision. Investors would raise eyebrows. Headlines might speculate about the Maid turned engineer. But Adrian didn't care. Because greatness doesn't always wear a suit. Sometimes, it wears yellow gloves. And sometimes, the person you overlook is the one who changes everything. That night, as Elena left the office not as a maid, but as a future developer, Adrian stayed behind, staring at the optimized code. One unexpected moment. One hidden talent. One decision that could redefine his company. And as the screen glowed in the darkness, he realized something powerful. Leaders aren't defined by how they protect power. They're defined by how they recognize potential. If this story inspired you, if you believe talent can rise from anywhere and opportunities can change lives, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message today. Because sometimes, all it takes is one chance to rewrite an entire future.